A lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high function.
What situation?
Okay, so I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I
I'm
just want
saying, or
God
by
to
your
bring
wife?
them. I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Berman, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking.
Let's stop right there. Cam Newton is talking about having more kids. He has 8 kids. He has 3 baby mamas. What is the direction he's going in? He's going in the direction of just procreating just because he can. Does he have the resources? Absolutely. I don't know if he's following some type of spiritual following to decide to just, populate the earth or, just put out his legacy. It is what it is. That's what he chooses to do. But is it selfish? Is it a selfish act? Any common sense based thinking person will realize that any man considering bringing a child to the world without considering the other half being a consistent part of the whole is an issue, in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest. Whenever I hear women talk about, I want a baby, I'm having baby fever, and then when you ask them, are you seeing somebody? Are you dating somebody? You have a boyfriend? Are you in a serious relationship? They say, nope. I just want a kid. Are you considering the other half? Is it important that the child be born into a world without the other half? They don't have the opportunity to choose that. So that's up to you. So if you make a selfish decision about bringing a child into the world without the other half being a part of it, that's the epitome of selfish. So now that child is in a world where they see things that there's 2 parents. There's a mother and a father, a woman and a man. But they came the unconventional route. But anyway, let's continue. Let's see what you got to say.
My time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active, okay? So you're creating, and disclaimer, the kids are innocent, they are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So
I'm going to pause right there. She said something very important. And she did it in a polite way. Tried to soften him a little bit to where it didn't come off as disrespectful. She told this nigga, look, man, that's selfish, bro. You want a kid just for the sake of having a kid. Is that for you? Or is that for the whole? Is that for them? Is that for the person or the woman that's going to bring these children into the world? If she's going to be a part of it, do you even care who's a part of it? But you don't believe in marriage. And I'm not forcing that part on you. Just a principle of you want a child without the other half. So to me, just hearing that comes off as selfish because she was on the other foot. I would say the same thing about the woman who wants to bring a child into the world, who's not in a serious relationship or not in a situation where she's involved with a man and this was a conversation that was talked about. But for a woman to open her, form her lips to say, well, I'm having baby fever, I want a child, and then you turn around, she's by herself. I get it. Legally, we can do that. Naturally, we can do it. But consciously, is it consciously proper to make that decision? Let's continue.
Some child, if not all will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior. To say that I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still going to be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody. And then I'm going to build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and that's selfish. And so, yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department, which means you're compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved. Everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're gonna feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box.
Was she wrong? Now, she put a little cherry on top when she said, who's your next victim? But was it properly placed? Was it deserved? We know Cam be on some demon time. We know that. Even he knows it. That's why he chuckled. And when he said that, he's basically going to let God decide. He's going to let God make the decision if I need to bring more babies into the world. He put it on God. He didn't take accountability to where he can take control of his situation. You know? And like she said, he's gonna handpick a woman to have one of his children. And look, I get it. Nature is nature. Men gonna be men. But at what point do we say to ourselves, when our kid grows up and they realize that, look, if you would put a little more thought into it, just consider me the preconceived child that maybe I want the other half to be an important part. Maybe I want you to be connected to that person. When I come into this world, I can build a bond with her, and not just for the sake of being part of your existence or your legacy. Am I tripping? I don't know. Y'all tell me, but I'm about to shut it down and give me some feedback in the comments.